Welcome everybody to our new podcast, Who Runs the NFC East, where four co-hosts goes back and forth with competitive trash talk for over 25 years. Welcome to Who Runs the NFC East with our fellow co-hosts, Tykaris Bunch, Stanley Autry, Tracy Monroe, Peasy Head the Flash, and myself, Yusef Pridgeon. Once again, welcome to Who Runs the NFC East, which was a very interesting game week this week with the Cowboys pulling out a win against Carolina and the Commanders edging out a win against the Saints. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But since we have a limited cast
three
this
games
week,
left.
There's only 3 games left. You're right. But what we're going to do is that we're going to talk about your games against Carolina first, and then we'll get into the debacle of what everybody on the sports entertainment is talking about all week. Tykaris, you're going against the Panthers. How did you fare against the game?
I felt like the Panthers should have won the game. Why y'all couldn't just win the game, But hey, man, I have to take back a statement. My wife said that I made a statement she did not like on a previous podcast.
And what was that?
I called Cooper Rush a bum. And she made me take back those. Well, Cooper Rush made me take back those words, and I'll say that he's not a bum. I'll say he's one of the best backup quarterbacks in the
All-time
league.
high, three touchdowns.
Yeah. Although
all-time high.
I will say the same thing about him that I would say about y'all. It would have been the same way. He ain't played nobody. They ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? But he was able to do that. The throws that he threw, like the one throw that he threw to Tolbert in the back of the end zone. I don't know if Dak Prescott could have threw that. When he's right, he's right. But boy, when he's off, he's off. So,
He's off, everybody.
Yeah, that's everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
When you got a guy that you don't expect a lot from, and when he give you something like when he give you a flash like that, it's like, okay, I see why Trey Lance didn't get a chance, because this guy has a better arm and he knows the offense.
Do you think
for a few years,
if he keeps going, the further along he goes, and he builds up some kind of chemistry with the receivers, do you think he is going to be even better?
I think by next year somebody will look at him for a number one. A team that'll have a number one go down in training camp, or have a number one go down the first few weeks, might trade for him or something like that. Because I mean, when you look at, you say like a Tua go down and they don't have anybody in place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what their backup situation looking like, but I don't think it was as good as it should have been. But
that leaves the question: if you're willing to expend Cooper Rush, you think that Trey Lance will be able to pick that up after that? Because I don't think he's going anywhere but in Dallas.
I think Trey Lance is done after this year.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna cut ties with that.
They've seen enough of him to know that trade bait, the trade baiting thing is nobody's paying him any attention, because they've seen him come in against the Eagles and throw a pick, and they've seen him play preseason. He was a good scrambler, but as far as his pass percentage is not really excellent.
So using Cooper Rush as a trade bait, that leaves you with who as a backup? If you want to get rid of him and Trey,
I don't know. I know they signed Will Grier. He was our backup. Also, he's been our backup for a few years, for probably about 3 years. Will Grier's a sidearm thrower type of guy. He may have won one game for us in the past. I'm not for sure, but he's not an answer either. I don't know. We might be talking a little bit prehistoric or a little bit outside of our face, but I think Cooper Rush could at least get some looks at by somebody. You know what I'm saying? To get picked up. But that also depends on these next 3 games. That also depends on that as well. Now we all know I want us to tank. Me personally, I
can't
think
tank no more.
Yeah,
you can't tank. The tank is over. You lose 3 games, you still will pick around 6 or 7. So
out of the next 3 games, I can see us easily winning all 3, but I also can see us losing all 3 as well. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say we're gonna win 2 out of 3. I'll let you all decide which 2 they'll be.
Peasy, how did you feel? What's your respects on the game that y'all
know
played?
my bold prediction.
No, your bold prediction was against us. I'm asking about
against y'all.
I'm thinking about your
versus
about
the game. Let me ask a question real quick. Are we recording?
Yes.
I don't see it.
It's red.
It's up there.
Y'all
already see the count?
Okay. I don't see no numbers, so I don't even know how far we in. All right.
It's 7 minutes in.
Go ahead, Peasy.
But I see us winning at least 2 of those games.
But how did you think the game went against Carolina is what I'm asking. And then we can go into the prediction portion of it.
At the beginning, it was the turnover fest. I mean, we turn it over to them, they turn it over to us, and back and forth. And then Cooper Rush kind of finally connected with his receivers. And Rico had a decent rushing game again. So Rico's starting to, get his yards rushing.
And run it.
Which is scary because I want Ashton Gentry if we don't get Travis Hunter because, him and Shador, I think, gonna probably go 1 and 2.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely gonna go 1 and 2. That's what everybody keeps saying. So that's gonna be interesting. So, but your prediction as far as go ahead and tell the world what
my bold prediction.
The
Dub C's will lose the last 3 games.
So you're saying Washington's going to lose to who you want?
Everybody. You think we're going to lose out?
Hold on. Who's their last 3, Trace?
Falcons.
Let me see if I can say the order. It's the Falcons.
You guys.
That's not the right order.
Eagles next.
It's the Eagles. It's the Eagles, Falcons, Cowgirls.
It's the Eagles, Falcons, and then Cowboys.
Okay, let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. Eagles, Falcons, then Cowboys.
Hey, let them mess up the name. It ain't gonna stop the loss that they're gonna take. I mean,
we play the Eagles next. I thought it was Carol.
Nah, get your mind right.
We have
Tampa.
Play the
Eagles next.
Well, I don't know why I thought it was. You're right because the Giants play the Falcons. The Giants play the Falcons. Interesting.
We have Tampa, Washington, and
you have
Eagles.
Tampa, Eagles, Washington.
Eagles and Washington.
Tampa, Eagles, Washington.
Yeah, 1 out of 3, bro. No,
brother.
Out of 3.
No, brother.
Let me
tell you something.
0-3. 0-3. Y'all gonna go 0-3. We have a better chance of going 2.
So listen. So we're gonna go 0-3.
Y'all gonna go 0-3 forward. He said,
"What do you say, Stan? What are we gonna go?"
I don't even care because it's irrelevant.
Think so? But this is division games now.
Only two games is division, but it don't matter because in a short loss or so away from having a losing season. So you guys aren't far from being on the lopsided end of being 7-9 instead of 8-9, instead of being 9-8. So
the only thing that's different out of that is that they have, like I was telling them before we started recording, we have a close games between Green Bay is a game ahead of us and Seattle is a game behind us. So it only takes like 1 or 2 losses based off of whoever for spots to change.
100%.
So technically it does have a relevance.
I'm talking about for them.
You know what I mean?
Now for us, we could play ourselves out of a playoff spot, but the crazy thing is we go back to our full season. We got 3 games left. Washington, we were not expecting to even be playoff bound relevance this season. We felt like we was going to take a step forward and progress. So the fact that we started out winning our division and then now we slid into number 2, but we still holding a solid footing on it. Like we've been playing with house money all season. And so at the end of the day, yeah, we're going to try to finish this fourth quarter of the season well or whatever. If we go 2-1, 3-0, we sitting well. If we don't, we don't. On the other hand, Dallas has been a solid team in the regular season the last few years. And this season was the one that kind of imploded. And they had injuries that definitely played a big factor into that. So now, like Takar saying, it's tough because for the last half of the season, you guys, no offense to the Geminis in the world, but y'all have been very Gemini. Like, you go from, let's tank, to, we about to go on the run, to, let's tank. Like last week, y'all playing Carolina, and y'all actually predicted Carolina to possibly to win. Now this week, you got teams that's way stronger than Carolina. Carolina is 3-11. You have teams way stronger than Carolina, and you like, we're going to go 2-1. But anyone that watched the podcast last week, they'd be like, now how did they predict losing to Carolina, who was 3-10 at the time, now 3-11, predicted losing to them, but now predict beating Tampa Bay, who's winning their division, beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
I said 2 and 3.
Is winning that
division. 2 out of 3. I know.
I said
that's what I'm saying. You got to beat 3 winning teams, but you expected to lose to one of the worst losing teams in the league last week. So they got y'all moving on. They got y'all like this.
Like one of my favorite rappers. Yeah, that's the way it goes. I'm tell you like this. Tell you like one of my favorite rappers. A thug changes, love changes, and best friends become strangers. It's ups and downs of the game.
The thing about it is
your emotions.
Tampa.
They are. Tampa. You're right about that.
See, what I will say is you are correct. We do have a Gemini type of thing going on right now. Somewhat. Now, me personally, I want us to just lose. We're not going nowhere. We're not winning no Super Bowl.
That's what I meant. If you ain't going,
we need to lose. But now that we're actually having this, I'm just going to tell you what I think. I think we'll win 2 of the last 3,
which will really do you no good.
Which will do me no good. However, it will tear up everything I want.
Yeah,
it'll
make personnel seem like they're better than they are. It'll make the coach feel like he's doing better than he is. Once the team got a little healthy, we could have made a run, and it'll be false pretenses to go into next season for Jerry Jones to basically say, we stand pat. It was health. Health is the reason why we did not succeed this year.
I don't see us making any changes. We're going to be all right.
This is the thing on they don't pay us, but I salute them. 105.3 The Fan, the flagship station of Dallas Cowboys. Sean and RJ and the boys, they interviewed Stephen Jones this week, and they kind of asked Stephen Jones about the whole all-in scenario as far as what we're going to do this off season. And Stephen Jones kind of echoed the fact of we're going to kind of do the same similar next off season than what we did this off season. We're going to try to build within the draft versus building within the free agencies. I say that to say this, man. I don't think if another Derrick Henry walk down the aisle, I don't think that will never not be married. I think that we will definitely make that jump. I see us just trying to draft good guys, man, and hopefully to try to build within the draft like they always do, unless something real good get on the table, like Stephon Diggs or something like that.
Gotcha.
So
you understand. So
hold on, but we're gonna lose to Tampa.
That's true.
We're gonna beat Philly, and when Washington come to our house on January 5th,
please. Y'all won 1 game this year at home. That is
this game with Philly. This is in Philly or in Dallas?
Which one?
Which one?
The Philly game
it'll be Lincoln Financial.
Yeah, we play better away than we do at home.
That's why
if we lose to Philly, y'all can beat them. If we beat Philly, y'all ain't gonna beat them that next week.
Okay, now I'm gonna say something to Sham. Sham, your quarterback has a broken hand on the non-throwing hand. It's getting cold there, very cold there, and I think every time that he has that ball and look, he's gonna feel a little pain. So good luck. You've had a wonderful year. Fly, Eagles, fly. but now you must land, my dear.
It's crazy because the pundits are actually now putting the Eagles as though they're the best team in all the NFL. They're now like they're the best team in all the NFL.
That's because Detroit is hurt.
I know, but I'm like,
Detroit is being hurt.
I hate it because not only Detroit, that. Correct me if I'm wrong, fellas. Who has the best record in the NFL, and who has the referees on their side, and who's the defending champions in the NFL? So how are we going to just keep trying to name everybody, but show
except for them?
So they didn't break it down AFC, NFC?
They said they believe the Philadelphia Eagles right now are the best team in all the NFL. All because they saw Buffalo lose last week. You know how they love their boy Josh, but he lost last week.
Yeah,
and then Detroit lost to Josh this week, so that bumped their Detroit. And then they always think Kansas City do just enough to win, but they still win. So they don't believe in them like that.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Detroit go to the Super Bowl in New Orleans, the home that meets home. It's a party in New Orleans, baby. I'm trying to tell you, baby. You gonna find me in New Orleans, baby. I'm gonna be in New Orleans, baby. What? We're gonna paint New Orleans all black, baby. Detroit.
You know what?
And the Mardi Gras at the same time as the Super Bowl and Meeks just came home.
I'm gonna go on the limb. I think Detroit gonna get there.
Bold prediction.
I think Detroit gonna get there. I think Detroit will be in the Super Bowl,
even with
17 men down, because they got a culture. They got a culture. Like the coach, he got a culture.
They like ants. You kill a pile of ants and the rest of the ants come up.
Coach said, ain't nobody feeling sorry for us. Ain't nobody feeling sorry for us. He said, sometimes we won 11 straight games, and sometimes you need to get punched in the mouth to remember what it felt like before you was winning 11 games straight. 11 games, no matter the injuries happened, everybody was flying high. Everybody talking well. As soon as you lose one game, everybody ready to jump on and be like, oh, they're going to lose. And it's like, nah. He got all them guys in camp for a reason. He got people on the practice squad for a reason. He got people he cut last year for a reason. He bring them back. They know the system. The way he coach, it's all about heart. As long as he got guys with heart and they respond, they're going to be where they need to be. Because we know Philly playing well, but we also know it's Philly. Like,
I will say this.
And the division games kind of change the aspect. They change the ratio.
Same thing with Minnesota. Minnesota playing well, but it's Minnesota. At the end of the day, when it starts to matter.
Yeah. Even Atlanta. It's like, it's Atlanta.
Well, you're definitely Atlanta because they always blow lead.
Yeah.
Same thing with us, though. Same thing with y'all, though. It's like.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the team that really opened it up for the NFC was San Francisco, taking a big step back this season. They haven't been able to come beyond their injuries. But I think Detroit's going to be okay. Minnesota
us as well.
Yeah, y'all had some major injuries, because I definitely believe if y'all would have stayed healthy, it wouldn't be this season. It wouldn't be this kind of season. You guys definitely would have performed better, even with the coach. Even with Jerry Jones in the way, y'all would have had a better regular season. You know.
Well, if he would have made just two moves, if he would have, number one, signed Derrick Henry
and signed Dak and signed Dak
early
and CD when he was supposed to,
we would have had a
Cooper Rush.
More.
I'm not Cooper Rush. I meant.
So there's been a couple articles about the Eagles' maturity, getting past their conflicts, as far as like the Hurts and Browns situation. But there's also people think that they've gotten past it because they finally started connecting in that last game that they won.
Didn't they do like the kid and play or something after?
I'm not sure. I didn't watch it. But you mentioned earlier, Peasy said something about
hold on, say what happened?
Huh?
They did like the kid and play celebration when he made a first down or a touchdown or something.
I hope it was a touchdown and not a first down.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But you said something earlier about Tracy, you said something about what did you say before we started recording about the Eagles' chemistry? It was said something. I just had it in.
No, I was speaking on the chemistry that they got as far as with AJ Brown. Now, this past game, AJ Brown did his thing.
Yeah, he did.
But before, like his body language, the way he act, the chirping against each other, that whole thing, that whole turmoil, the house of cards is crashing down. It's gonna crash down.
Yeah, that's
what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah, you said something about that the chemistry of based on that was going to leak into the playoffs.
Into the play all day long.
That's what you were saying. Okay, yeah.
So, they not just but however, wins can take that away. Losses will just make that thing will elevate and make that thing even more. So I'm
or escalate. That should be the better word.
I'm hoping that they can muster themselves together to beat y'all. And then then the rest will be what it be with them. I don't care.
Falter by the way.
Yeah, because their last 3 games is who? I think Sharon will want us to go through that.
Talking about Phillies.
You got it.
They have y'all. Yeah, I got it, bro. They got y'all, us, and the Giants. Ooh, Sham. Yeah. So if they
got 3 divisional games like back to back.
If they beat y'all, if we mess around him, Sham, Sham, and we mess around him and beat y'all, and boy, let me tell you something. This is gonna be a good January 5th. I'm telling y'all. I tried to tell y'all about week 4. I think I've been hollering this about week 4. January 5th, man, it's gonna be a day. The Giants gonna play the Eagles, and we gonna play y'all. Now we know the Eagles gonna beat the Giants, but would the Eagles they sit players?
It's so tight. It's so tight right now.
That all depends on
It's probably going to be hard for anyone to predict sitting because you got 3 teams 12-2.
Yeah,
which is crazy. to think about.
Right.
It's 12, 3 teams 12-2 in the NFC, and it ain't San Francisco, so it's weird.
Right.
So just to move along because we're 25 minutes in. Just wanted to Stan, to get your thoughts on how the Commanders versus the Saints game went, especially how it was ending or how it ended. We'll talk about that as once you get to your overall perspective on the game itself.
To me, I felt like the game started off somewhat as expected, even though I had hoped they would come out with a little bit more energy coming off the bye than what I saw. But I think some of that is Cliff Kingsbury. He's definitely himself taking a step back in some of his play calling and being able to really dial up what he really needs against each team to jump ahead. Not just 3 points, like to get up 21-0 when people give you opportunity to go up 21-0. Like you got an offense that can do that, so he should be able to do that. Like I said, I predicted them to have over 30 points. They got to 20 and started slowing it down. And so, that definitely is something he got to pick up on. The defense, you already know how I feel about the defense. Now, I will say with Lattimore, they didn't really throw at him, which I was surprised. They didn't challenge him at all.
They didn't throw it at all. 0 targets, 0.
Yeah.
They didn't go to his side of the
field.
But
at the end of the day,
not, and that has to be a hurtful thing. Like you sitting over there on the island all day, like really.
But the sad part is, think about it this way: the other team scored 19 points going to the other side of the field.
What's that?
And could have scored 20. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when I tell you that the other DBs I don't have any confidence in them. And I get it. When you get a quarterback change, you don't know what their tendencies are versus the ones that you study. But the guy that was playing didn't have much tape either. So you really didn't have anything to really study on him either. You just only could study what New Orleans likes to do.
Yeah, the game switched when they switched quarterbacks.
It was a tale of 2 halves. I knew when Ratcliffe come in that he was going to come in, and honestly, if they would have played him,
they've been doing that for some years.
Well,
too.
That's the thing because Derek was out, but it's like had he been in longer, perhaps they would have had a better outcome. So they can't pretty much take that same mentality to play Philly this weekend and expect to win. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to be aggressive. They're going to have to be nasty, and they need to go after these last 3 games like the playoffs have started. And if they don't, then they're gonna have PZ and Takaris feeling good about what they see out there. So, that's up to them. I don't get paid to play so it's, it's on them, So you ain't gonna hurt my feelings.
So what was your opinion on the referee and the clock debacle at the end of the game that allowed them to even be able to set up for the tying score or winning score?
Saw it happen live in terms of as soon as they got down there, him trying to stop the clock. There was no timeouts or anything, but the clock had stopped and slowed down, then started back up. But honestly, at the end of the day, Washington had deserved them to do them like that. You in New Orleans, you need to get some home cooking. So at the end of the day, it's like if you didn't want that to happen, you got to know those pick routes are coming near the end zone, and you need to fight over the top of that. And you ain't do it.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
They got to know that pick route is coming near the end zone. They even try to go for 2 and run a similar play. They actually should have ran the same exact play, and they probably would have gotten it. But they ran two out routes and tried to get the inside out route, and the pass wasn't perfect, and so that's the reason why they didn't get the 2-point conversion. I knew they was going to go for 2 if they scored. I had a feeling they was going to score and go for 2. Fortunately, they didn't get it, but.
And that was close. That was what they call the cardiac games that we normally go through.
Well, that's one of them games where with Peasy and Takaris, when I used to say, these games we losing to these grandiose teams within the touchdown, they be like, there's no moral victory in losing close. And I'm like, this is the side where it feels like it's the opposite, where I feel like you won, but you probably should feel like you lost. You probably should go to practice this week, feeling like you lost. Yeah. So I hope that's what's happening.
Because it shouldn't have been that way.
It shouldn't have been that way.
It shouldn't have been that way, because that was like the way you was talking about the Kingsbury play calling. There were a couple of plays that he went deep for McLaurin like 3 times in a row, and it's either went off the tip of his fingers or he missed them. But he completely missed them once, but they went off his fingertips
he dropped 2 that could have went to the end zone.
Yeah. So the one thing that I want Daniels to start doing. I love what he's doing as far as like spreading the ball around a little bit, but he is targeting McLaurin. Even I know he's the number 1, but he's targeting him a little bit too much, like waiting for him to get open. Because I've been seeing Luke McCaffrey open a lot. I see Ben Sinnott open a lot, and I also see I don't see Brown open a lot. But between Luke and Ben, and I think it's like maybe like a check down or something like that, they might be coming open, and I'm like, he's missing them. He's not looking at them. But when he does give it to them, they don't drop the ball, so they're a little short-handed. So just look a little more into everybody. I understand giving McLaurin his numbers if he's open, give it to him, blah, blah, blah. But just during the game of the season, during the certain drives, look for your other players. It's okay.
In a way, I promise you, he lost his number 2, number 3, and number 4 options that he liked. Our number 2 receiver is still out, so he didn't play this game. So he lost him, and that's who won our game against Chicago. Then he also lost Zach Ertz in this game, who got a concussion. So I don't even know if Zach's going to play against Philly, and that's Zach's old team, and he needs Zach Ertz. So he lost Zach. And then, of course, our running back, who we got from the Chargers, he's still out with a concussion. So he used to throwing to him, too. So at the end of the day, he going to McLaurin a lot because it's like that's who he trusts. It's a trust thing. And the other guys,
I guess
other guys he ain't had enough with. But I love Luke. Luke ain't dropping crap if you get it in his vicinity.
Nothing.
But
nothing yet.
You got to throw it to him. I don't see how you can miss him. It only one set of white arms out there.
No, the 2 tight ends. You got Bates and Sinnott, those 2. But I'm saying, but even with them, even with Bates, because Bates pulled us out of a couple first downs that that we was like to stretch the drive. So therefore, those positions was open for him. So what I'm saying is that there's more. He can put more trust into his team if he does it. Like, get the trust until they can prove that you can't trust him. Like, just don't automatically assume because McLaurin is your number 1 and he's sure-handed that's your only option. Like, be like Michael Jordan. Let them prove themselves. If they can't, then make adjustments. Right. But other than that, it's a good team to be able to build around. Like, it's like I'm just hoping that they figure it out a little, especially during the playoff run, if we actually get into the playoffs, that it actually makes a difference that he's trusting his teammates more. Not saying that he doesn't at all, but you know what I mean, like trust him in the play calling. Or Cliff Kingsbury draw up some plays for his other teammates. So with that being said, there is as a member, we talked about a couple podcasts ago, a couple weeks ago. I was thinking about another additional flag that I was trying to say, as far as like I wanted to call it the accountability flag, and it's only specifically for the refs. And the debacle with the time clock is the perfect example of what I meant when I was trying to explain it a long time ago. Because if that is something that should be missed, and that game should have been over when they shouldn't have been able to spike the ball because the time stopped, and if you were to add that time back onto the clock, the game would have been over. That could have been a purple flag, a blue flag, a green flag, whatever flag you want to color it. You could have thrown that flag and be like, hey, you missed this call, blah, blah, blah. Then the ref would say, hey, due to blah, 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 the game is over. And then everybody goes home. Because that's something that everybody else caught. That's the reason why I was. That's the reason why I was saying
New York should interject. I mean, I think why are they even watching the games for? Just to see if something. I think New York should be the
right.
Hold on, just like
it'd be nice.
We had a helmet to helmet call play in our game that really wasn't a helmet to helmet, that Xavier Woods really didn't hit.
Right.
I got helmet to helmet, but it got called. It was to our advantage.
Right.
Do.
Right. But at the same time, so that could have been an accountability flag. Like you only, just like how you get one challenge call for a play, you get one challenge call for a missed call or a wrong call or something that will change the tempo or the change of the game based off of something that a referee might have missed by the eye. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a holding call that wasn't really holding,
momentum shift.
You know what I mean? Then you can be like, hey, that's not a hold. Throw the flag. And if they replay it and it's not really a hold, then you can be like, all right, bet. You got that. But it's more or less because the reason why I say that is because another reason is that the reason that the referees, their what you call it, their response to why did you stop the clock, you can't question them. You can't say anything. We don't know. Like they have no repercussions or accountability to anything. It's just like
have to answer nothing.
They run the game.
They run the game. You don't have to answer to anybody. So my whole thing about that is that, but the fact that they can't answer to anything that in a certain positions where this game affects some people's lives, game checks, positions, like they have a lot of.
Oops, we messed up.
They have a lot of, like, I guess, a lot of responsibilities in their hands that they're not accountable for. Is what I'm saying.
Come Tuesday, them boys get their check and they see personal foul. Blah,
that's
blah,
all
blah.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like, certain things that should be an accountability flag. Because one thing about it is that what if the Saints would have won that game, and then they realized that call or that clock should have ran out? Do they then automatically just change the record, or do they give? You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, do they automatically say, "Oh, we messed up, so we have to change the record and give us the win and give them the loss because of something that they did"?
They're not, because when you look at the Minnesota game,
that's my whole point. It's not accountability. Go ahead.
You look at the Minnesota game against the Saints when that whole pass interference call got situation, and nobody stopped nothing, and this was to go. Was it to go into the NFC Championship, or was it to go into the Super Bowl?
It was go to the
NFC, I think.
NFC Championship, I think.
Yeah, the significance of that game, and the commissioner just sits on the throne and just watch that just go down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you getting paid for, bruh? Hey, somebody, he should have a big red button, even though you know that he's not watching every game, so he's not, he can't watch every game at one time. But I think that in certain scenarios, or maybe he should be sitting how we're watching Red Zone or whatever. Maybe he's sitting at a situation to when it comes down to him, like a situation happened at a game in Cleveland, and boom, it goes to him, and he has to sit there and watch it, and then another game might come up. Maybe he need to earn that damn money. That would be a good. I think that would be a good thing that should be added to the league.
That's what I'm saying, because it's certain things that happen.
Actually in power.
It's certain things. Certain things happen in the league where rules changes or a rule is made because of whatever that nobody ever ran into from Brady rules, from Lawrence Taylor rules, from new kickoff rules, to you can't dunk on a field goal when you get a touchdown rule. Like certain things have changed based off of how the game is played, whatever that they're trying to change. I just want it actually to be something that is towards the refs of this, because as a matter of fact, they eventually made a challenge call. Like they eventually became a challenge flag. Like that came overruled by something that happened. Again, there should be another type of flag that it can be based off of whatever a ref might change or didn't see or miscall or whatever it may be. Because you know how certain calls, it's like, what is it? You can't challenge the ref. It's that, well, right. you can't challenge them. Yes, you can. Why not?
Well, the crazy thing is, and anybody that sees this and watch this, if y'all want to chime in, let us know. I don't know what the rules are currently for refs being graded out. They are graded out. But from last I remember, it's almost like what we was told for the SAT score. You will get graded for the answers you get right, not the ones you get wrong. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you can make calls. And if you can make all the calls you think you see and saw, and you'll be graded on the calls that you made, but not the ones you missed. So you don't get dinged. There's no dinging for missing calls. There's just the calls that you made and whether that was a right call, wrong call. So as long as you keep making right calls, you can miss them all. It'd be fine.
Some years ago, we Googled that, and based upon like suspect calls, sometimes it blocks them out of like playoff games and Super Bowl. That's the only penalty that they get.
If you do get found to be flagrantly in the wrong position or some stuff, then you just won't get the big games. That's it.
Right.
I played in the game.
You.
Here we go. I played in a game where we played a team and where the guy was tackled on 4th down and his elbow hits the ground. This college ball, he gets up, there's no whistle blown, and they let him get up and run to the end zone. Caught live TV.
Wow.
We was ranked number 2, they was ranked number 5. The president of our school was so outraged because this has everything to do with seeding, has everything to do with the playoffs, that he had to get on the field and try to put his hands around some of these referees' necks. Real talk. And all that happened was what Peasy said. These refs were not allowed to be in certain playoff and bowl game situations, but they were not fired. We did not get the win back. They let it play on and let it go. And only discipline was, you can't be part of this other game. But we stuck with the L. We stuck with the L for life.
That's what I'm saying. That's something that has to change in that regard.
So let me read you something from NFL.com real quick. After each game, the officiating crew's performance is reviewed by the NFL's officiating department. This includes analyzing critical calls or missed calls to assess the accuracy of timing and decisions made during the game. It says that in some cases, disciplinary, in some cases, in a referee's performance is deemed particularly poor, they can face disciplinary action. This can range from being reassigned to a lower profile game to more severe measures like suspension or dismissal of officiating duties. He said, while individual referees typically do not face public scrutiny, the NFL often issues statements regarding officiating mistakes, especially if they impact the outcome of the game significantly. So I take this back to the Dez catch, no catch, because I'm going to go Cowboys a little bit, right?
Yeah, that's another suspect.
They changed the whole rule the following year because they know that was a catch in a football move. The man made 3 steps and hurt our chance as Cowboy fans to go to the NFC Championship game, which we might have lost, but we will never know, right? But, I think that something changing their game from a high-profile game to instead of you ain't getting no Monday night games no more, Rick. Now you're going to be stuck to the Sunday 4:00 game in Seattle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Thursday night game between
like I told you, they have too much. They have too many people in responsibility for them to get reprimanded.
You know what this is, and you know why it is. This is the same thing. Forgive me, guys. Please don't come get me on the streets. This is the same thing they do with our police officers. When they do something wrong, they have a leave of absence, a lot of time with pay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they come back to work.
Or the other thing, Stan, and I don't want to get on that soapbox, but another thing too is if they do get alleviated of their duties, they were Wayne County deputies. Now they're Goldsboro Police, City Police. They just go to another department.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. They just move over, or they'll leave the league and they go to D1
or college because
they have NFL credits on their resume.
Get a raise. And probably get a raise.
And probably be the head referee. Probably the head referee.
Yeah, right. Way back up
against Ohio State.
It is a zebra fraternity. Is what it is.
It's the same. It's the same industry. Same industry. Just for sports.
Right. They call the shots. Right.
Now I know you gotta go, Self, but I gotta ask one question.
Okay.
Whose side are y'all on with this Lil Wayne and
what did they say? I know they said he talked to Kendrick about the performance. What was said? Because I ain't read it.
I mean, Lil Wayne was kind of like, he's good. Let the boy do him. He wished him well. Like, he's like, of course he was hurt. I don't think he was. Well, yeah, sarcasm probably, because he said that he didn't even know something other. He didn't even know until like the crowd like was telling him. He didn't even know about the line that Kendrick used recently in the song, where he was like, he didn't, something about, he thought Lil Wayne would be happy for him. Lil Wayne, he didn't know he made it or something. Lil Wayne, he thought Lil Wayne would be happy for him about his success or something like that. But Lil Wayne, like, nah, he happy for his success or whatever. He like, just because he made it on me, he's going to diss him. But my thing is this, and this is my bold prediction, why I brought it up.
Another bold prediction, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm over probably, but I think Lil Wayne gonna make an appearance in the Super Bowl. I think he has to.
No, I would think he would do a quick 2-3 song medley and then move on, and then he gonna do Not Like Us at the end and then roll off.
Yeah, Kendrick, if you don't do that,
you know what though?
I don't care. It's hip hop. It's hip hop. NWA.
I understand that, but it's also a business.
Look at it. Look, that song is already on the song is already out here, bro. I can play that song in my car right now. It ain't gonna affect no lawsuit. That song is
whatever. He's definitely gonna play Not Like Us.
Oh yeah, for sure. That song is too big now. He got the Super Bowl because of that song.
Yeah, it's hip hop.
So this is what I thought. This is what I really thought ahead of time. Not the Lil Wayne stuff, because we've had Super Bowls in New Orleans and they ain't never give Lil Wayne the show regardless. So, there's a selective outrage right now. But it's been in New Orleans before and Lil Wayne hadn't been able to headline the Super Bowl. But I really thought with Kendrick doing this and what happened with Kendrick and Drake, if Drake maybe not had did the lawsuit, and even still, because the industry is an industry, if they decided to come on stage to go ahead and show the full entertainment of it all, in the same way how when we saw Jeezy and what's my man name out here?
Gucci.
And Gucci Mane? Yeah. That was big, and people really needed to see that and feel that. And I felt like if Drake and K-Dot decided to do something like that for the Super Bowl, there wouldn't really be nothing else to come behind them that probably can top it. Because it would happen on a Super Bowl stage in front of the whole community of people. And they also would see, well, these people supposedly was beefing and going this and this, but then at the end of the day, this is how you keep it on wax, and this is how you still bring all the money and the revenue and keep your names relevant. And then boom, they go ahead and walk off. And it's like, basically they played the strings of all the people that was watching, listening, and keeping it up, but behind closed doors, these are artists. You know what I mean? These are artists. They got lyrics. This is part of the game. And it's just like our football game. We see these mugs lose, and then immediately after the game, they hugged up changing jerseys with each other. When I was a kid, you think I wanted an E-Dub jersey?
No, sir.
I ain't want no E-Dub jersey.
No, sir.
I don't care if Adrian Parks is over there. Adrian Parks. I don't want your jersey. When he went to A&T, I ain't want no A&T jersey.
no
hey, look,
Travis
hold on now.
Moore jersey.
Hold on now. No, don't be over here talking like, you know what I'm saying? I got to represent for both my schools because I went to both of them. So hold on. Don't be out here like we ain't out here by ourselves now. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't want no
E-Dub and Aggie Pride all day long. Come on now.
Hey, yo, real talk. I didn't want no Travis Lanier jersey from Southern Wayne. I didn't want no Mike Reed jersey or no Travis Moore jersey from Norway. I ain't want none of ACOC. ACOC. I ain't want none of their jerseys. None of them. And they my boys. None of their jerseys. Yo, we was trying to destroy y'all. We goals, bro. Don't get us started.
Hey, hold on now. We're gonna have a whole nother E-Dub versus Wayne County podcast later on this. You know what I'm saying? No.
That's what we're going to orchestrate all of that. I'm saying here, like, if this is really competition, I can't immediately after the game be like, hey, bro, can I get your jersey? Are you serious? I'm still salty. I'm thinking we should have won.
Jersey.
So Stan, you want it to be like the old wrestling kayfabe. You know, when kayfabe is a term used, wrestlers of old, they were not supposed to arrive together. They weren't supposed to be at the Waffle House eating together. So Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes were supposed to make this rivalry so apparent that even in their off time, they weren't supposed to be seen together.
It's real.
So as a kid, I thought wrestling was real, did, right?
At one point.
Yeah.
My mom's cousin Levi Fuller, he was a truck driver. He was on the road, and he had stopped at a hotel, spent the night. Jake the Snake Roberts and I think Jimmy Fox Snooker, I want to say they supposed to be having like a big beef. They in the hotel room eating pizza, drinking beer together.
All right.
And he saw him.
It messes up everything.
When he came to the house, I heard him tell. He told my dad,
"It messes up everything."
Man, they playing us all.
Yeah.
Just like which is politics, which is now politics, which is now wrestling,
everything.
Now boxing, which is now NFL football. You know, a lot of things kind of feel scripted nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. You know, everything we're gonna act like it ain't.
Everything's exposed now. Okay, so we got two topics before we roll out. The other one is that there was the Heisman Award was presented this week.
Yes, it was.
We predicted last week. Everybody that was on the podcast picked Travis Hunter to win it, which he did very convincingly based off the votes. We also knew that Genty was
good.
Yeah, we also knew that Genty was was right behind him as far as like the vote.
Put that 20.
Everybody else was not even close. It was just those top two. So, based off of that, with everybody, unfortunately, I can only do this on my screen, but everybody who, wrong one. There you go. Everybody gets this because we all predicted that Travis Hunter would get that. Yes. And Travis Hunter, for you, brother, congratulations. All your hard work, all your everything that you've done, the person you are, who you are as a person, who you are as a player, just in general, good guy, good dude. We
Don't
appreciate
say it,
you. So
now I'm your uncle. Now I'm everybody's uncle. So I gotta say this. I gotta say this, Trav.
They already getting on little heavy.
Trav, I'm everybody's uncle. You ain't met me yet, but one day we probably will. So Trav, I know you love her. I know y'all been together. I know y'all been together 5 years, 5 good years, Trav.
Mm-hmm.
But Trav, I'm gonna tell you something. You better listen to your second pops, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, you better
protect yourself, bro. Protect yourself. Now that don't mean you disrespecting her by sliding that paper in front of her face. Only thing as men who have real women see qualities that we would not like in your girl.
Yes.
Now I'm 25 years in.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? But back when I was in your age, if I would have seen that, if I'd have seen that Trav, remember this, she don't need you. She needs you. You don't need her, bro. Everywhere you go, every woman for the rest of your life, nephew, every woman gonna need you. You're not gonna need them. You know what I mean? You can buy everything out there, foreign and domestic, what you want. You know what I mean?
You want.
So what I'm trying to say to you is I understand you want to go for love. because you want to get the one that was with you from the beginning. Yo,
yeah, for sure.
I'm riding with you. I'm 1,000%
that ain't her though.
Right.
So if you think that's the one, slide that paper in front of her. Now, if you erupt some demons,
she want that for you in the first place.
But if she quiet and she say, baby, I'm not worried about anything, Travis, and she slide that thing down there, now she got to be smart too. She got to say, okay, if I'm with him 5 years, you at least owe me a little something.
Yeah,
you
know? You need to put clauses in there for longevity. If you make it this far, you get this.
People have
if you
to
make
understand,
it that far, you get that. Go ahead.
People have to understand that a prenup doesn't mean that everything that I have, you get out with nothing.
Right.
That prenup does not mean that. Prenup means, hey, if I do this, you just can't take half of my stuff forever, and you have to pay you alimony forever. It means, hey, if we are here for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, blah 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 blah, you are owed.
That when Jordan give you that big contract that nobody else got,
right?
You and are the first one. She ain't never been in the gym with you running reps.
But the thing about that, even with that being said, even if he gets a contract, he got the contract. Her being at the house doesn't mean that she's entitled to the contract.
Well, see, what
if he signs if he gets married with no prenuptial agreement.
No. But I'm just saying in general with the prenup. If she signs a prenup based off of whatever contract that he gets going forward, just because she is with him doesn't mean that she's entitled to the contract, because he still had to do the work to get the contract individually. Right. Now, if she was a part of that, she's a part of his team, she's a manager, she's a something, like she's doing something to do these deals.
Pause right there. Like the pastor say, pause right there. See, that is where her strength is.
Right.
She was a part of the process of why Travis went to Jackson State. She was a part of the process of why Travis chose to go. He talked to her before he even talked to his whole family.
Because
he talked to her before he talked to mom and pop.
That he talked to Shador. Shador said, "Come play with him." He said, "I bet." So it was between them. I had nothing. I didn't know anything about the relationship of what she approved for or what she thought of and things of that nature. Either way,
per the Pivot podcast, that's what he said. He said on the Pivot podcast that he talked to her before he necessarily talked to his own family. But I digress, though. What you're saying is
I just want him to be. The only thing I'm gonna say that's because based off of what we all see as a community, as an audience, we're not going to tell him who to love and how to love and things of that nature. But what we see from that guy is his innocence as a human being, and his athleticism as a great athlete, and we want to protect him as a human being because we know people, and we know people that we, from friendships to people that's outside, from people that we don't even know. Let me finish. No. What I'm saying is that we've seen people who go in and have this type of innocence and go into a relationship with somebody who doesn't have that care.
They got malintent,
and then all of a sudden, things don't go well. Is what I'm saying. Is that everybody wants to protect that. We want to protect him because everybody's saying don't do that because we want to protect him from harm or protect him from not being the best person he can be. So that's technically the care that the word is trying to give you. But it's not saying that we don't want you to be with your lady. We just don't want you to go through a heartache.
Here's the thing.
And not get people to comment on it either.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. Let's keep it real. We all 40 years old.
For sure.
Right. This kid don't see he don't see what we've seen in life. He don't see what we've matured to see, what our friends have gone through and those, you know what I'm saying, or what we've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
Now Travis also is a kid who don't care about money. Like his NIL money was dispersed between teammates.
Yeah, for sure.
So they can receive NIL money.
Right.
So you're talking to a kid who's really going off of straight raw talent, straight raw love and emotion. He's full of greatness and goodness of the world.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
when you got a kid like that, somebody got to rub him in and say, "Hey, ho, cuz, there's dirt under that carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you see ain't always clean."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So. All like I said, hey, I think I'm speaking for all of us, Trav. Well, hey, bro, congratulations. I hope you go to the Dallas Cowboys.
Time. Absolutely not.
But
write them up and write them up.
You like I did that. but yeah, I'm gonna do that. but protect yourself,
man. Yeah,
but can I say this though? The one thing that aggravated me and kind of personally that I did not like that she said was that I didn't like him, but I grew to like him.
Which thing did you not like?
It was a couple things.
It's a couple things, but the main thing I did not like is I didn't like him at first, but I grew to like
him.
He grew on me.
But I love him. I love him, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
A boil grows on you. Mold grows on you. Bacteria grows on you.
That's what Cam said. That joint was hilarious when he said that. He said mold can grow on you. I said, man, this dude's stupid.
A bacteria can grow on you, but not a woman.
Man,
all right,
she's with you or she's not.
All right,
when you meet someone, you know
you
want them. You know you want them.
The phone ringing again.
Yeah. Stan, we going against
predictions.
Philly. What you got?
Travis Hunter, she gonna leave, bro.
Yo, that was good. That was good.
Bold prediction.
Yo,
bro.
Watch the episode. Watch the episode.
That's that. Oh wow,
you got to mark that.
It's hard. It's hard to meet that crazy. Young in life these days, and you gonna die with it, bro. Prove us wrong. Prove me wrong. But truth be told,
well, I'm still living it.
When did he meet her? You said he met her before going to Jackson State, and deep enough with her to be like, I will listen to you before I listen to my parents.
But
think about
fellas.
It. Hold up.
Everybody fell in love.
But that's what I'm saying. Now, but I'm saying if you fell in love to be like, I'm going to listen to her, help me decide I'm a 5-star athlete. I'm going to forego these powerhouses. I grew up in Swanee. I ain't going to UGA. I'm going to little old Jackson State with Deion Sanders, who had never proved himself as a college coach. All because this girl I love says, why not?
Said do it. No,
so
I don't think that's how it happened.
If that's how it happened,
I think
that's how young you were.
But if
you
that's
were 17,
correct.
16, 17, 8, and then you gonna go from 16, 17, 18 to 81 years of life with the same person. However long I be around, I would shake y'all hand. I would personally pay for an anniversary of your 50th wedding anniversary if I'm around.
I think it could happen. I don't know. I don't think
I'm just saying the percentages.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about for him. I'm just saying percentage.
No.
Yeah, no.
For 2024 and for where the world is going, it's going to be hard as I don't know what to get this done. So my bold prediction, unfortunately, I don't see the 50-year anniversary coming, bro.
Nope.
And my thing is this too, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Stay off social media. Trav, stay off social media. Start reading that shit. Stay off social media.
Okay.
I know you, sir.
Again.
So, bold prediction.
Love changes, and best friends become strangers. It happens.
Man, Washington.
Okay.
No Cowboys. We will win. Beat Tampa Bay.
Unfortunately, I got Philly 20.
So you think they're gonna sweep us this year? Hey, all right. I'm gonna flip that. I think we're gonna go 28. No, not 28. I think we're gonna go 26, 27 to 21 is what I think is going to be. Is what it's going to be. So that's my prediction as far as that. So I think you think that we're going to lose. I think we're going to win. So okay, great. All right. So Peasy, what you got for who y'all got?
They got Tampa.
They're going to lose. But go ahead.
They got Philly. No, they got Tampa.
No, we got Tampa.
Hey, that's an L. Never mind. I know what you're going to say.
We'll beat Tampa Bay. And thug changes, love changes, and best friends become strangers. Don't invest in that girl. We gonna win, and Redskins gonna lose the last 3, and we're gonna win 2.
And one gonna be Tampa in Dallas. You gonna get your second home win of the season. Okay,
that's crazy. All right, so but I understand. I think you said your prediction earlier to Karsh. You said that Tampa's going to take that.
The Cowboys will definitely lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I think it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be one of them good old blowouts. That I'm going to be so happy about. And then the following week, we shall redeem ourselves when the Philadelphia Eagles play the Dallas Cowboys. And then the following week after that comes January the 5th. Y'all are
whatever, man.
January 5th. I've been calling it all year. January 5th. January 5th. Y'all thought January 6th was something when Trump was in there? Listen. Oh, it's going to be a debacle. You got January 5th coming, and then the following day, that's when Trump go back into office. Listen, D.C., I hope y'all get rid of all the gas in town. Get rid of all the gas in town. It's going to be a mess in D.C. come January 5th.
That's hilarious.
Who the Giants playing?
Well, what?
Nobody
this
care.
Week?
No,
they
nobody care. The Giants going to lose.
I just saw
they're going to lose.
I just saw
nobody care.
They're probably paying somebody like Pittsburgh.
Are we going into week 16?
The New York Giants playing the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
They play the Falcons.
About to get another dub.
The Falcons going on a win streak.
Yeah.
They going on a run.
They trying to come after Tampa.
They going on a run.
Yeah, that's why Tampa got to play y'all hard, because the Falcons should pick up another win.
They're going.
Yeah, and that's why we're going to beat the Falcons, because they're going to win against the Giants. So that's gonna be a wrap after that. So that's we just gotta focus on this one next week, and then we'll be straight.
The last two
guys, you're playing against Kirk Cousins, guys.
Yeah. So, and this is December. We know what Kirk Cousins does in December. So I'm not even worried about it.
Against y'all.
Not worried about it.
Kirk against y'all. Kirk against
different
y'all. He gonna turn into Colt McCoy against us when he play for y'all.
Well, this is the conclusion of week 15 going into week 16's episode of Who Runs the NFC East. Again, we'd like to thank the homies Tykaris Bunch, PC Head, The Flash, and Stan the Man for stopping by again for this week's episode. Again, all we say is keep God first. We will holler at you guys next week, and we'll see you later. Peace.
Appreciate the patience.
For sure.
Thank you,
all right, fellas. Good episode, too.
Bet.
Yes.